Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Hamp Day. This is Dr. Grant, and I want to come and share a couple of words with everyone here today. Thank you, advisors and teachers, for opening up this Google Meet and making it available so that all of our students can see and hear me right now. I'm currently recording this presentation so that we can share this with some of our friends who can't be here today, live and in person for this particular Google Meet. Normally, we don't do this regularly or very often where the principal gets on and talks to the entire student population, but sometimes it's needed to do so. And usually it's needed in order to get our attention about something that's very, very important. And I'm going to tell you about some of those things that's very, very important right now. But before I do that, let me give you some context about what today is going to be about. We pride ourselves in this building about being generals, leading like generals. Often you may have heard us say terminologies like the Wade Hampton family or being a family here at Wade Hampton High School. And those monikers and those descriptors are on purpose. They are intentional because it allows us to understand what role we play in this building. People have different responsibilities here. There's some people who are administrators. There's some people who are teachers. There's some people who are students. There's some people who work in the cafeteria, who may be on the custodial team, who may drive a bus. There's some people who work in the library and provide you library services. A breadth of other people, counselors, facilitators, mental health specialists, all of these people gathered under one roof to provide the very best service for the most important people here in this building, and those are students. I'm gonna let that sink into your soul a little bit. In that same vein about being one building, all moving in the same direction for the benefit of young people, it's very important that we all play a role in making sure that happens and do it very intentionally. What I have been noticing over the past couple of weeks here is that there's some of us in this building who are taking upon themselves to make that journey very difficult. And so we're doing certain things that are going beyond and outside the character of what we expect of ourselves as generals in this building. I'm gonna give you several examples of that right now. Over the past couple of days, we've had an increase in uptick of students who have took it upon themselves to commit acts of violence against each other. We're not used to having fights and assaults in this building. It's just not something that is a normal thing for us at Wade Hampton. Having fights and having disagreements is something that may be normal in other places. It is not something that is normal to us. And when it does occur, it is a shock to our system. It's a shock to us because we spend a lot of time helping you as students and adults figure out how to solve conflict without it resulting in violence. It is still my expectation as the principal in this building that students will not fight in this building. If you have a disagreement or a conflict with someone, it is incumbent upon you to find people that can help you to do that, help you resolve that conflict. If you can't find that individual, come to me, and I will make sure we find a way for you to resolve that issue. Understand that there's consequences to that. But I don't want you not to get in the fight just because you're afraid of the consequences, which is a 5-day suspension on the first one, a 10-day suspension on the second one, and then a recommendation for expulsion. While those are consequences to it, I want you not to do it because it's not going to be the best interest for you in your path towards graduating high school and doing something productive afterwards. So think about that. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is the increase of students who are tardy to school each day. We're seeing an increase of students who for some reason cannot make it into the building to your first period class before 8:45 a.m. If you recall back, I'm gonna take you back to the first week of school, all right, where the students we spent a lot of time doing advisory to give you the opportunity to understand the rules and regulations, particularly the tardy policy. Understand that at 8:45 a.m. we're starting class. Any student that's not in their class by 8:45 will be considered tardy. And there's a litany of consequences that come along with that. So please take it upon yourself to be on class on time, understand that there will be consequence for the people who are tardy, and that if you're not in class by that time, you're going to have to stop by the front office to get yourself a tardy pass. If you want to avoid all of those types of things, make sure you plan accordingly to wake up on time, to get to school, and that you're in your first period class before 8:45. The next thing I want to address, which is really, really disappointing, is the way that some of us are keeping our restrooms. We have individuals, for whatever reason, have turned it upon themselves to think it's quite humorous or entertaining to go into our restroom facilities and commit vandalism, take things that don't belong to them, cause destruction. And while you think that you may be getting away with that, just understand it's just a matter of time that you will be caught, and there'll be consequences that come along with that. But once again, like I talked about with the consequences with fighting, I want to talk about something that's even deeper why you shouldn't do that. I'm going to turn my computer right now because I want you to see the people who are affected by this on a regular basis. You guys will come around. Standing behind me right now, I want y'all to see these individuals. These are members of our custodial team. Mr. Cutts, how you doing, sir? Hey, Miss Dot, how you doing? Mr. Finley, how you doing, sir? These individuals are valued members of our school family. These are individuals who have to go into our restrooms and replace the soap dispensers or clean up an intentional mess left inside of a restroom from somebody who thought it was humorous to make that destruction. Let me explain something to everyone here, and I'll be very, very clear. I know full well that the vast majority of students in this building follow the rules each and every day. You're part of our family, and we get it. But there's some amongst us who have taken upon themselves to make that journey hard. I'm asking on the whole school community right here and right now that if you see or hear anyone doing that type of damage, to make us aware of that. You can do it confidentially by emailing me directly or slip me a note under my door. Tell a teacher that you trust, tell an advisor that you trust, because we cannot allow people to damage our building and make it a part of some type of trend that they think might be humorous. So I'm calling on the entire general family right now to help us to address these issues right here and right now. And let's show the world that we can be positive each and every day. Because these individuals have families, they have jobs to do, and the last thing they need to do is for us to make it harder for them. I love and appreciate all of them, and I know you do as well. Teachers, thank you very much for giving me this time right now to the audience with our students. Students, I want you to reflect on this, use this as a rally call for us to bind together as one team and go against anybody, anyone that want to drag our school backwards. We are forward going, and we're going to continue doing it that particular way. Thank you very much, advisors. You continue on with your lessons for today. Thank you very much.